Brodes Media.
Hey, what's going on, everyone? We have a lot of news to share with you. You might skip normally and fast forward normally. Don't do that, okay? Because right now, we just dropped the news that we are looking here at Brodes Media for interns. And if you want to work on Twitter, on TikTok, on social media, video editing, blog editing, make sure you check out all the information that's on the screen right now. You can pause it. It'll be in the description as well. Also, check out my blogs on brodesmedia.com/blog. We're starting to write a lot more as well here. And if you're new to the channel, smash that subscribe button. Hit that thumbs up button as well. On Twitter, at Brodes Media, we are running a giveaway. I almost said Zach Ertz jersey. That's what we just gave away last week. But we have a beautiful, outstanding Eagles pullover sweater. I want it. I want it bad. I can't win it, though. You can. Make sure you enter to win. I know that's a lot getting thrown on you. Thank you so much. Enjoy the show. All right, so this team makes no sense at all. I have no idea how they continue to win baseball games. They don't deserve to win baseball games. This series showed me more about who the Chicago Cubs are and less about who the Philadelphia Phillies are. I learned more about Bryce Harper's dominance and the way that he's been exploding at a lethal level and about the Cubs blowing up, getting annihilated. Look, if the Phillies were up 7-0, let's flip the script, and they end up falling and allowing 17 runs to be scored on them where they get bent over, we're not talking about the greatness of the Cubs and how there was such a late surge by their players. We'd be going, why did you throw this pitch? What was Matt Moore thinking? What happened to Falter? How did Hector Neris do this? Right? We'd go through the bullpen. We'd start blaming the defense, Didi Gregorius and his brutal efforts out in the field, and now he's basically trying to say that the vaccinations had something to do with it, which is just a flat-out disgrace. I'm going to be honest with everybody. I am so run down by this team, but I know exactly what's going to happen. They face the Mets, and the Mets are worse than the Phillies. That's reality, not just talking about record or, hey, the Baltimore Orioles and the Pittsburgh Pirates, they're bad too, so you're facing a bad team. No. The Mets met, okay? It's a different level of gross. It's a different level of putrid. I just watched the New York Giants completely fall apart. Darius Slayton had a wide-open touchdown that was a poor throw and bad execution as well. The Giants were offside on a missed field goal for the win, so the Washington football team had to re-kick it, and they won the game with no time left on the clock. That's the version, like the New York Giants, ironically enough, it's the same damn city. What you see with the New York Giants is what you see in the Mets. They find ways to lose. They are an embarrassment to the sports world, where I'm basically now feeling sorry for the New York fan base. And I should never honestly feel that way, but it has been to a whole new level. It has been insane. Getting back to my point, though, that I'm trying to emphasize here, the Phillies playing the Mets is not the same as, well, the Phillies are playing the Diamondbacks or the Pirates or the Orioles. The Mets are a different type of disgust. And then San Francisco versus the Braves, it's inevitable what's about to occur. At the end of the weekend, we will be sucked right back in to this nonsense. You lose 3 of 4 at home to a team that won 18 road games prior to that series beginning when you saw the Colorado Rockies. Please stop. I have no idea how they won half these games. You got a bullpen game here in Game 3 where you're down 7-0 and somehow you climb back. Hit batters, walks. J.D. Hammer allows a bomb. But the Phillies explode in their half, giving you 7 runs. What are we doing? What are we watching? How is this happening? Doesn't make any sense. Bryce Harper on base 5 times. He had the almost home run, which possibly could have been the spark, could have been the rise. Him on the base paths. Here we go, fellas. He's ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous right now. I can't even put it into words. You know, I thought that there was a time where he just wouldn't have enough in the tank. unfortunately, where Fernando Tatis Jr. was, even after his injury, and when he was missing time, I figure there's just not enough RBI in play, maybe not enough power numbers with the long ball, and here he is. Bomb after bomb after bomb after bomb. That home run, that was annihilated. That thing was crushed. Listen to these numbers, by the way. Bryce Harper has a 1.250 OPS since the All-Star break. 18 home runs, 22 doubles, and scored 47 runs, driven in 36. And people still want him to bunt the baseball. In Game 2 of this series, he bunted with 2 outs, and he got a base hit. Everyone's like, oh, team player. Horrendous take. 2 outs, yeah. Hey, let's win games because JT Realmuto, the dude that has struggled all damn year. Yeah, please. Even though we had a nice night in Game 2 of this series where the Phillies ended up winning because of a walk-off pass ball where Andrew Knapp gets on base. You won a game because Andrew Knapp late and Mickey Moniak bunts him over. And to be clear here, Mickey Moniak stinks. He's so bad that I'd be willing to think about butting him because he stinks. Bryce Harper is doing Ryan Howard MVP caliber stuff at the dish. Do you see why you don't bunt him ever? I never want to see Bryce Harper bunting again in my entire life. Can we please recognize why you don't? Okay? Double, bomb, walks. You're afraid of him. Yeah, damn right you're afraid of him. That's why bunting him, anyone would be happy. Have at it. You can take it. It's so simple. But Game 2 of the series, it doesn't make sense. Andrew Knapp should have been out at third base if the pitcher actually looked in his direction instead of going to first base to get the second out of that last inning, which resulted in a pass ball anyway, a cross-up behind the dish. Just an embarrassing way for the Cubs to lose. Well, the Cubs are dead. God, wow. I knew that they were selling, clearly. Javier Baez, Chris Bryant going to San Francisco. We knew they were blowing it up. Anthony Rizzo to the Yankees. But wow. How do you lose a 7-0 lead like that with a bullpen game? But anyway, going back to Game 2 because I don't know how they won. It was the weirdest game ever. Kennedy blows the save. Before that, Alvarado blows the save, and he's getting fired in there on the bump against righties. Yeah, this is so intelligent. This baseball team makes so many damn mistakes. They're clueless. Ranger Suarez gets yanked early after dominating a beautiful set of strikeouts. But Didi Gregorius can't field a ground ball. And because he can't field a ground ball, pitch count rises, out of the game earlier, go into your bullpen when you know you have a bullpen game in Game 3. And I'm sick of the bullpen stuff. I mean, it doesn't work. You're not set up that way. If it was part of your brand and part of your build, part of your roster, I could support it. This is nonsense. I'd rather have Vince Velasquez out there. I'd rather have Matt Moore starting and trying to accomplish 3 innings at the minimum. But this is bad. This is malpractice. And I know what the message is trying to be. We're done with the Vince Velasquez's. You're going to see Dave Dombrowski make some major moves where all these clowns that we're accustomed to seeing over the years, they're just not going to be part of this anymore. So they're putting their foot down. We're done. You had enough starts, which is what we wanted, 3 years ago? But he still was getting forced down our throats? And now, when it probably made the most sense to keep him, because you don't have any other options, you go Brodes. Well, what do we got here? Let's go to this bullpen. You start out the game with Bedrosian, 1 1/3, 1 walk, 2 Ks. Matt Moore, 1 inning, 2 earned runs, 2 walked batters. J.D. Hammer got shelled. That's where things really got lost. Falter, Neris, he allowed a solo shot, but you had such a comfortable lead at that point. He gave you 4 strikeouts in his 2 innings. And then you see Medina on the mound. Medina used to be talked about as if he actually had a high ceiling with this squad. It's embarrassing. It really is. But yeah, your offense hit. You had 16, or excuse me, that was the, yeah, sorry. Box score was throwing me off a bit. 17 runs scored on 16 hits. Odubel, 2 for 5, 3 RBIs. Segura, 3 hits. Bryce Harper, 3 for 4, 4 RBIs, 2 walks. Ridiculous. It really is. Didi's hitting 217 on the year. Kutch 220. He just flirts his head in there once in a blue moon. But it's like the extreme opposites, right? When you watch Didi Gregorius, his bat speed is so slow. Doesn't it look like his swing through the zone is one of the most slowest things you've ever seen? While when Andrew McCutchen does have one of those moments where he does hack the baseball very well, he drives the baseball, his speed is so obviously the complete opposite. Where the bat speed's there, he's quick through the zone. You're like, damn, okay, Kutch. It's a shame you can't do that more consistently. And Ricky Bo was on the Fanatic, what was that, Thursday or Wednesday? I forget what day he was on the John Kincaid show. I think it's Thursdays, right? Yeah, I think that makes sense. I think it's every Thursday he's on. And they were talking about what you would do to bring Andrew McCutchen back at a cheaper deal. I want nothing to do with Andrew McCutchen next year. I know this is more off-season conversations and whatnot, but I want nothing to do with Andrew McCutchen. With all due respect to what he brought to the table here over the last handful of years, and he had the gruesome injury due to the lack of hustling by Gene Segura, which got everybody upset, and he was your leadoff batter at that time. When he fell, the entire team basically became non-existent. They were trying Bryce Harper leading off. They're trying Rhys Hoskins leading off. They're doing anything in their power to find a leadoff man. I respect Andrew McCutchen in his career. Obviously, he's a beauty, if you will. But ultimately, I want nothing to do. They're throwing numbers out there, 7, 8 million, 0 million off my team. You have to have serious, major philosophy changes and a brand new identity. That's what you have to do. I'm in a weird spot because I know that this team is going to give us one more of them, at least, at the minimum. One more of those pretend runs, one more of those, hey, they're close. And the problem I'm having is, yes, they are close. A couple games out, the Braves game got postponed. They have a tough opponent coming up, the Braves, that is. And with the wild card, you watch the Padres every night. You're watching the Cincinnati Reds. What's going on with the St. Louis Cardinals? You're actively scoreboard watching, which is all you can ask for heading into a season, is make September matter. The problem is they matter because everybody else around them is miserable, basically. And everyone's kind of competing against themselves. Everyone's having their internal battle. The Cardinals, it's like self-inflicted wounds. Who's going to give you the least amount of self-inflicting wounds? And that squad will follow into that second wild card spot underneath of the Los Angeles Dodgers because their San Francisco Gabe Kaplers are going to take this bad boy for a ride. Yeah, you heard me. They're involved, but they're not playing good baseball. This wasn't good baseball. All right? I know their offense exploded. This wasn't good baseball. You can't head into a game with the bullpen. It's the mentality of the team that bothers me more so than the result against the Cubs. But this is what they do. They win a series against the Cubs. After dropping 3 of 4 against the team, they have to win that series. 2-2 was acceptable. That team had 18 wins on the road heading into that series. It's 1 step forward, 3 steps back. 1 step forward, 3 steps back. But you're constantly involved because everybody else, you know. The first game of this series, Kyle Gibson, not even close to the Kyle Gibson that we need. And if just to go to his stat line, this was, I lost it. Now I'm back on the ESPN website. And I'm watching the field goal again by the Washington football team. It's just incredible to think about how much of a disaster the Giants have to go through. Okay, let's go to the full scoreboard here. What was it, Monday's game? Or they were off on Monday. It was Tuesday. This week's kind of flying by, but also going slow at the same time. I know that doesn't make any sense whatsoever. Okay, Kyle Gibson on that first game of the series. 5 innings, 4 earned runs, 5 hits, 7 strikeouts. He kind of started out nice, and you had an early lead. Odubel Herrera gives you the starting lead with a leadoff homer. And Kyle Gibson out of nowhere starts getting shelled. Starts getting rocked. 5 innings, 4 earned runs. That's no bueno. I have no idea what you're getting out of your starting rotation. Zach Wheeler, okay. Aaron Nola, nope. Kyle Gibson as of late, nope. Ranger Suarez, okay. Okay. If you're telling me Zach Wheeler and Ranger Suarez are your nods, oh, it's not good. It's not good baseball. The only thing that puts a huge smile on my face is Bryce Harper because he doesn't make sense. He's a cyborg, okay? He's doing things that is the elite of the elite of the elite. And when you start hearing numbers about Sammy Sosa, Barry Bonds, it just puts it in perspective. And, of course, you could talk about the juicing and the steroids and all that. But just what they did consistently for years and what Bryce Harper's doing, right now, it's like, wow. But it's still the fact that he's giving you an OPS that touches what Mike Schmidt did and what Ryan Howard did when they were winning their MVPs. Bryce Harper has a serious case. Now, you can go into the debate of if you're on a championship caliber team, do you deserve to win MVP or should it be more of a dude that's in the middle of the ground, in the middle of the road, and if he pushes their team to the respected playoff run or at least a playoff game, hey, there was a lot more to that player to their team compared to whoever is a stud on a championship caliber team. I understand where you're coming from, but that's never been how it's been announced. And sure, if you commit to the change, fine, commit to the change. But based off of everything I've seen to this point, I'm not saying Bryce Harper can. I'm just from the general standpoint of that mentality. You're right when you say that, and it should be that way. And Bryce Harper could win this because he's on such a tear that it's like he's taking it. He's taking it. He's earning it. Homer after homer after homer. How about this for some stats? Just some more stats because there's nothing better than looking at Bryce Harper and the damage that he does to opposing squads. He leads Major League Baseball in OPS. He's basically been flirting around with that all season long. Leads the Phillies in home runs, batting average, RBIs. One of only two MLB players with a 300, 400, 600 slashing line. 7 home runs in his last 11 games, and he's on a 12-game hitting streak. And yeah, he's definitely utilizing all areas of the field. The entire team did tonight, but when he's protecting and he's going the other way with it, and it's right inside the left field line, and he's hustling to second base, and he's sparking the entire team with his energy and his work ethic. He's utilizing the entire diamond, and he's not just focused on the long ball, and it's coming naturally. That's the thing. First off, he's seeing the ball extremely well against any pitcher. That's why you don't bunt the baseball, Bryce Harper, and we know that this is a Bryce Harper move, not a Joe Girardi move, so for him doing it, it only pisses me off that much more because he's smarter than this. He's better than this. Stop it. You're wasting at bats. You're giving the other team exactly what he wants. And I'm sorry I keep bringing it up, but it just fires me up because it's dumb. It's stupid, 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 stupid baseball. Bryce is way too intelligent of a player to think that that's smart. Oh, but he's a team player. Okay. This team's good because of, or this team's winning, I should say. Jeez, don't cut that. But this team wins games because Bryce Harper's leading the league in OPS because he has 7 home runs in his last 11 games. Like, the team has a chance to succeed on a given night because of those numbers. You don't pray that JT, who's been in a slump for 9 months, it seems, you pray that he's going to be your contributor. You got one way to do this. Zach Wheeler pitches the gem, and Bryce Harper gets on base 5 times and leads your team to victory. That's how it's basically going to be done. All right, we have some Anytime Hotlines reacting to the madness. Before we get to that, the NFL is back, and DraftKings Sportsbook, an official sports betting partner of the NFL, is giving all new players a can't-miss offer for Week 2. Bet just $1 in any NFL game during the second week of the season and receive $200 in free bets instantly, no matter what. You heard right. DraftKings is giving all new players $200 in free bets instantly when you place a bet of $1 or more on any Week 2 game. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app now and use promo code Brodes to receive $200 in free bets when you place a $1 bet on any Week 2 game. That's promo code Brodes to get your free $200 in free bets instantly for a limited time. Only at DraftKings Sportsbook, an official sports betting partner of the NFL. Must be 21 or older. Pennsylvania only. New customers only. Restrictions apply. In partnership with Meadows Racetrack and Casino. See DraftKings.com/sportsbook for details. Gambling problem, call 1-800-GAMBLER. And there's a lot of people out there that think because over the Rockies series I was a tad quiet that I'm giving up on the Phillies and I'm just over them. I'm never going to just not have them on, okay? They're always going to be on my TV every night at 7:05, or if it's a weird 6 o'clock start, I have access to it. I will be determined to have it on. There were times throughout that Rocky series where maybe I wasn't on the edge of my seat every single pitch nonstop because they didn't give me that type of work ethic. They didn't give me that version of baseball where my time was warranted. Like, no way. My time is precious. My time's important to me. You don't deserve it to the same level. Now it's on. I'm on TikTok. I'm writing a blog for BrodesMedia.com. So it's there, and I have my eyes on it because I'm obsessed with this damn team. But ultimately, I'm not giving up on them. I'm always going to be there. It's just where my level of exhaustion is at during that day. Because even when they go down 7-0 and they fight back, I was almost in rage mode then. Of course, we knew this was coming. I see all the beat reporters saying, hey, at least they won't blow another save. I almost responded to Corey Seidman, Matt Gelb. Yeah, I bet you they do. I bet you somehow, some way they do. Now, they didn't, but they came back and climbed back and had a monster lead. It pisses me off. It pisses me off that they think heading into this night during a stretch down September when the Braves and you are competing for the NL East, let's roll out Bedrosian. Let's roll out Matt Moore. Let's roll out this entire bullpen. You can't consistently do that. It's like pulling teeth with this bullpen. You can't overexpose it. So why are they even down 7-0? And the fight back, it tells me more about the Cubs exploding in the wrong direction than it does the Phillies are now some special team. But, as I alluded to, here are the Mets. I know what's about to happen. I know it. It's like what happened with Arizona. When they fell to Arizona, and here comes the San Diego Padres series. I knew exactly what was going to happen. Now, I said they would sweep after getting swept, but they ended up taking 2 of 3. And I believe there was a heartbreaker in there, one of those heartbreakers. I could be wrong. Maybe it was just a standard loss. But off the top of my memory, it was a heartbreaker. Because we looked at it as, well, I mean, you were that close to sweeping. And Hector Neris seems to be the name that popped up on there as well. Let's see. Padres, or let's go, Phillies blow lead against Padres. Hector Neris. Let's just Google it to see if something pops up. I feel like it is. June 23rd, rant. Phillies blow 5-run lead. It's that's funny. Maybe not. Nothing popped up during that. So I could just be totally out there. Brad Miller doubled with 1 out in the 10th inning to rescue the Phillies bullpen, giving the Phillies a 4-3 win. Phillies blew a 3-0 lead in the 9th, 22nd blown saves. No, maybe not. Maybe I am just out to lunch, which is very possible. Okay, anytime hotline. All right, let's get back on track here. Here we go. Let's hear from you.
Win or lose, it is such a pleasure to watch Bryce Harper play the sport of baseball. I mean, he is just an absolute horrifying, fire-breathing dragon in the batter's box that pitchers don't have any idea what to do with. No Philly I've seen has had a better season since Ryan Howard in 2006. He's been that good this year. The only thing that sucks is that can we realistically expect him to have a season as good or better than this for the rest of his Phillies career? Don't get me wrong, he's going to be great, but I'm just kind of depressed that it seems like we've wasted such an amazing year from Bryce Harper.
Yeah, I think that there's validity to that. You're right. I mean, to expect somebody to play this level, he could probably match this again, right? But I don't know if this is something that you see for 2, 3, 4, 5 years in a row. That's almost Mike Trout, right? I mean, you're now talking about some lethal power and some unbelievable force in Mike Trout style. So, yeah, I mean, you're right. It's going to be hard and very difficult to literally duplicate this style of dominance. And if there if there is a version of a player, if there's a tier of players that can do that, yeah, Bryce Harper's in the Fernando Tatis Jr. territory. He's in the Mike Trout. He's in the Mookie Betts. He's in that upper echelon style of player. So it's not outrageous to think that there can be another season like this again. And even if it's not like this, but it's still sensational and still ridiculously solid, and he's consistently that. Like, I think you'll get better than what you've gotten over the last 2 years, which there were strong like that first season was strong. It wasn't overwhelming, but it was strong. 260, 114 RBI, 99 walks, 30-plus homers. It was a good season. You'll probably get better than that, but not necessarily this. Somewhere in between as a more consistent basis than this, because this isn't human-like. And we've seen with Bryce Harper, he can flash these seasons, but there are some other versions of Bryce Harper as well. The one that strikes out a lot, the one that has to tinker a bit, the one that has maybe a back injury for swinging too harshly. And it's such a violent swing where he goes through phases maybe a month at a time where he's dealing with some discomfort, right? So we've seen it all before. I think that's a fine point, but it's hard because there's so many issues with this organization. Dave Dombrowski has a lot of work to do this offseason, and now the pressure is put on him. Not that you can fix all this, because it's not a one-off season fix. I hate to break it to everybody, but this is not a one-off season fix. And I heard Jason Stark was on with Mikey Miss, and he was saying, if you're Dave Dombrowski, he was brought in there to win, right? He's let's put all of our chips in the basket kind of concept, and let's try and win. That's what he was brought in here by John Middleton to do. Knowing your core with JT, Bryce Harper, and Didi's here for another season, with his contract at least, like knowing where they're at right now. What Dave Dombrowski is probably going to do is make maneuvers and make some trades and really spice things up instead of reshaping or retooling. He'll try to work around this, which I don't have a lot of faith in it. Now, it's somebody new. It's not Matt Klentak. It's a whole new era. It's someone who understands the sport of baseball, and they have started clearing house and putting people into respected roles to make that change, developing and, heading into a new direction with scouting and all that. I just feel you have to admit something's wrong here, and it's deep. It's deep. It's organizationally deep. At the same time, I don't know, a couple of new moves, and I don't feel strongly about this. I'm just looking at the other side. If you had a couple of different players on this team, are you 6 games over 500, 7 games over 500 with a couple tweaks? Probably not a couple tweaks. Probably more than a couple, if we're being honest. What's next?
What's up, Brodes? So, hey, awesome win by the Phils. I'm still not holding out too much hope of them making it into the postseason, but oh my God. Freaking Bryce freaking Harper. He is ridiculous right now. The walks, the 2 doubles that he had, that long home run, he's literally just carrying the team right now. Like, it was surreal. It was surreal to see all this stuff happen with the team. Down 7-0, you're like, they're packing it in, it's done. And then Bryce Harper comes out of nowhere from like the smoldering ashes of whatever you want to call it, and freaking just bombs this ball out of the park.
That home run was insane. It really was. It was crushed. The pure contact on it barreled it up big time, and you can see his reaction in the crowd rising. You seem to be a little bit more pumped up than I am about it. I'm frustrated with it because it defines the season of falling back. And you know what? Like, the resilience is something I constantly hear. They're resilient. They're still fighting. They didn't die. Stop. We've seen enough. I don't want to hear about the fight in this group. What fight? Like, seriously, big picture, what fight? One night? One given night? A couple handful of nights over 162? Sure, bad teams have comeback wins. This team has been lifeless more than it showed you fights. And guess what that tells me? It's a disastrous squad. Yet I'm telling you, I know what's going to happen. And it makes me wonder, though, because I hear the enjoyment and the excitement coming from you when speaking about Bryce Harper and how must-watch TV it is. Where would we be? And realistically, we wouldn't even be in this spot in general, so I understand that. But just imagine if without Bryce Harper, this team was still hanging around. And I know that makes zero sense. Let's be clear. That makes zero sense. But I'm talking about the watchability factor. Take Bryce Harper out of the equation. There's zero reasons to watch this baseball team. Zero reasons. Bryce Harper is every reason. I guess Zach Wheeler. I don't want to give Zach Wheeler like a slap in the face here. He deserves more credit than that. Zach Wheeler and Bryce Harper. Without them, what the hell do you have? Let's take one more.
Holy moly, bros. The Phillies win tonight against the Cubs 17-8. Holy. I wish we could see that performance by the Phillies every night. I wish they were one of those teams that just put up those kind of numbers and those kind of runs every night. But this is good. The Braves had a night off. It got us a chance to. It's crazy to even say this, bros, but we're still in the race. We are still in the race, and it's crazy to even say that in the month of September, the way this team has been playing baseball as of recent. But we're still in the race. We're 3.5 games back, 3 games back right now from first place, and hopefully we can continue winning, Brodes, and I know you'll continue making great videos.
Thank you. I appreciate that. People think I gave up on this team just because, the Eagles had their first game and it's been an exciting first week for them while the Rockies were taking care of business against the Phillies. Sometimes I just have to prioritize what the hot topic is. And now that the Phillies won 2 games, here they come again. But I'm so defeated. I really am. I can't lie. I'm 1,000% honest with you about it. I am so crushed and so defeated thinking about this baseball team. Enough is enough. I feel I am that. I don't know. Let's think of a TikTok. You always see one person in a relationship and they're so sad because they got their heart broken over and over and over again. Eventually, they snap. We're done. It's finished. It's over. We're moving on. Of course, I'll never actually move on. But that's where I'm at. I'm still here, though. I'm still kicking. I'm still fighting. I'm on my last life. That's for damn sure. Before we head out of here, let me tell you about BetQL. Do you want to get an advantage over your sportsbook? You need to download BetQL, the only app you'll need to make smart bets. Their best bet computer model scans over 350,000 unique bets per year to give you a best bet recommendation for every game across all major sports and gives you the reasoning behind why you should place the bet. Their model covers everything from spreads, over-unders, and player prop bets. There's sharp data so you can see who the pros are backing. Line movement so you can jump on betting opportunities in real time. Team summaries highlighting previous success against the spread and the over-under. Team lineup breaking news and injury status updates. Plus, you can save all your picks in one place to track your success and winning streaks as well as view your rank on their leaderboards. Head to the App Store or Google Play Store now to download BetQL. Enter the discount code BRODES at payment checkout for 25% off any of their subscription offerings. You can find all this information in the description of the video. And with that, that's where we'll close things down. I want to thank everybody so much for listening. Hit that thumbs up button and subscribe, and I will see you next time.